Hey, are you a mama's boy? Hmm? Oh, yeah. He's a mama's boy. I love you too. What's up, guys? So it has been a long time, and I'm so sorry, but I stated previously in the last video that I got a dog. I got him the week of my finals, which was like in the December 13th through 14th kind of week. And it's a funny story. I actually didn't really think about getting a dog. Like, I had been thinking about it for about 2 weeks, but I didn't really think that I was going to go and get a dog. And so just for the heck of it, I went on to my local paws shelter. Highly recommend them. They neuter and spay their dogs and their cats before you can adopt them, and they come vaccinations, microchipped, everything. And adopting is always better than just going on eBay and trying to find, a purebred or something, because these dogs do need homes. So I went on the local paws thing, and I saw one dog. His name was Garth. He is a very old yellow lab, and he was, he was about 7 years old, and he seemed pretty perfect for me. Small apartment, still going to school, graduating in May. Woohoo! But he, slow and calm, which is exactly what I needed. But his foster mom got in contact with me, and it seemed there were a lot more mobility issues than I had anticipated. She said that he was probably close to not being able to walk on his own anymore. He had really bad arthritis, and his medications and everything would be super expensive. Like I said, I could not adopt him like I wanted to, but he was this cute little baby. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go to the shelter for the heck of it. And I went in, and I had met the person I had been in contact with, Heather. And she was like, yeah, feel free to look at all of our dogs. They were recommending me all these kind of calm baby dogs. They had one older dog. I don't know. And then I just kept glancing back at this dog that was behind all these other dogs that I was looking at. Like, he was behind me, and the cage was behind me. And I don't know, it just felt right. He was cat trained, kind of. Well, I say that, but they took him into the cat room, and he did not react, which kind of happens at home. He doesn't really seek out my cat. If he gets too close to her and she's in a bad mood, she'll kind of smack him a couple of times on the snout. She's not overly fond of him, my baby, my ginger kitty. We took him out, and his name was Barney. I changed it to Barnaby, kind of to make him my own, because he is 1 year old, so I couldn't change his name completely. Because if it was up to me, it would have been something like Steve or Bucky, or something from Disney, like Prince, or what is that name from Princess and the Frog? Prince Naveen. I would have named him Naveen. Maybe not. He doesn't really look like a Naveen. He looks like a Barnaby, because I've had him for a while. But, so we pulled him out, and I had, crouched down, not quite squatting, but kind of, and he immediately came into me, and he, rested his face in my, this little hole that my body had created, the nook between, my abdomen and my legs, and he just kind of rested there and sat there, and he, snuggled real close to me, and I just had the first feeling of calm that I had not experienced in a long time. But with Barnaby, there was nothing but calm and just a feeling of confidence that I have not had. That was much needed. And I was just kind of okay. For me, that was God telling me, this is what you need to do. I am giving you no anxiety and no stress for a reason. And so I left the shelter, and I was like, I want to adopt him. And they were like, okay, come Saturday, because we're neutering him on Friday. If you come Saturday, as soon as we open, he, is guaranteed yours. So, evidently enough, that same night, it actually snowed here. And I mean, beautiful, big, fluffy snow. And it never snows here. So I got this heated blanket for Christmas. And I would like to say I'm enjoying it. But my dog is taking the whole side with the heated blanket. Somehow through the night, I have been pushed out from under the blanket, except for what little bit that I have here. And he has been taking up the whole side with the other blanket. I feel like that's really messed up. Because it's cold, and I don't have a fur coat like you do. Not cool, man. And then the true miracle came Saturday. I was heading down to the shelter when they opened at noon. A phone call from the vet tech, Shannon. And she called me and she's like, hey, so they moved Barney to a special location. And I don't know why, but we're holding him there for you. And I was like, great, now I gotta drive somewhere else. But it was worth it because here's why. I get to this location, it's called Pups and Mutts. It's this cute little grooming holding place. Very nice people, family owned. I get there and I'm, ready to pick him up. He's still really calm, signing all the papers, and they were like, okay, so the adoption fee is going to be $120. And I was like, yeah, I know. And I started pulling out my credit card. She goes, but the location here today is taking care of all of the adoption fees. And, sorry, it's just like really emotional because that's when the feeling of God telling me, like, this is where you're supposed to be. Like, this is the right sorry, I keep looking at my hair. But it was just like, this is the right decision for you. This is the time. The time is now. And I just kind of looked at the owner and I just I started crying, and she started crying, and she hugged me and she was like, Merry Christmas. And there was a lot of hugging and crying going on, and I still got that $120 accredited toward the vet that they go hand in hand with. Luckily, because this story gets better, guys. Within the first 24 hours that I had him, adopted him on Saturday, Sunday morning at 6 a.m., my dog was throwing up from 6 a.m. till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock that next night. I had to rush him to this 24-hour vet about 30 minutes to an hour away based on traffic, and they were going to charge me like $800 because they wanted to give him fluid because he had thrown up about, I counted, it was like 16 times, so he was super dehydrated. They wanted to charge me for fluid. They thought he had parvo, so they wanted to run a parvo test. They wanted to keep him overnight for watching, and all these other things that I just could not afford. Like, I couldn't. I didn't have, who has $800 who is a student in college just lying around? Not me. So I called my mom, and she was like, take him home, watch him, get him to drink water, go to the vet the next day, which is an extremely risky event if he had parvo, because parvo is very deadly to dogs. And it was just a very emotional time. I think the last time I cried that hard was when we had to let my dog Max go. I mean, it's a lot to deal with in the first 24 hours of adopting your first animal. I was scared. I didn't know what was happening. So that nice vet people did do something that they probably shouldn't have done, but they snuck me some anti-nausea medicine for him, which was really kind. Hi, baby. No? Can you see him? Hello. Anyway. Oh. He pooed. It stinks. Stanky. And he went back in his cage. Anyway, so I took him to the vet that we had that credit towards, and they were like, and he was completely fine. Like, nothing had happened. Energetic. He was drinking water. He was going to the bathroom normally. And I got hair in my eye now, but it was just a complete turnaround from his behavior the day previously when he was extremely sick. They gave him under the skin fluid. I did ask, they had like this donut foam ring thing because he still had stitches from being neutered, and they didn't want him to lick it with his vomit breath. And they did that, and then they took a stool sample to make sure he didn't have anything else like parasites. And I only had to pay like $30 because they also gave me some canned dog food. It was chicken and rice, because technically you're not supposed to ever give rice to a dog, but when they're sick like that, you want to. But completely fine. And that dog has given me a lot of trouble ever since then. He's a sweet baby, don't get me wrong. He's a big baby. And he's potty trained, crate trained for the most part. He doesn't really chew up anything. He does fine on his own. The only thing he's ever really chewed up was like when I've left out food, when I was too tired, when I was at night, and like a box of tissues. Could have been worse. He could have chewed up presents, my tree, peed on something, you know. You went up here? Come on. Come on. He's not getting up here. You see him? Anyway, so I got really lucky with him. He does have a little bit of separation anxiety, but most new dogs do until they learn to trust you more and get to the habit of your schedule. Come on. But, my baby. But he's mine, and I'm his. I finally feel like I've regained some sort of control in my life, and everything has been kind of looking upward now. I have some footage. It's not very good footage, but I have some footage following this little clip right here of playing with him. I wanted to get him while he's walking because, let me tell you, this dog takes forever to pee. Forever. It was freezing cold the other night, and I didn't want to put him on a leash. It was 3 in the morning, and like he stays by me. But we were out there for like 15 minutes trying to, oh look, another dog, trying to get him to pee. And he will whine as you get ready to take him to pee until you get him on the leash and get him out. He will cry, and it's just, I love this dog very much, but he is a turd. You're a turd. And he knows it too. But he also is a mama's boy. And he's spoiled. And he knows he can get away with a lot of things. So playing. Oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Alright guys, so that's all I have for you guys today. So thanks for watching, and I will hopefully see you guys soon in a new video that I will hopefully be posting the following week. No promises, as usual. So without further ado, this is goodbye. So see y'all.
Like what you see? Click on the left to subscribe to my channel, and click on the right to see more videos. I'll see you guys in the next video.